Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, this is Inorganic Advanced Inorganic Material Chemistry, Chem 5 1 to 9, and the topic we are going to discuss micro nanostructures. This is the second lecture of this topic. The first lecture we have already discussed. The key concepts which we are going to discuss. In the first lecture we have discussed micro nanostructures, basic concept, their basic synthesis methods, and in today's lecture we will discuss about micro nano hybrid materials, micro and nano devices, and their applications. So starting from micro nano hybrid materials. Micro nano hybrid structures are hybrid materials. They play an essential role in different fields like in high performance energy storage and convergent applications such as rechargeable batteries, supercapacitors, and fuel cells. Despite of their complexity, the micro and nanostructures, they are complex structures. These multi-component structures hold great potential to overcome the weakness of the individual counterparts. Such a unique feature of hybrid structure materials, along with unrestricted selection of components with different properties, offers an intelligent way to optimize the performance for specific applications. It has been well established that a variety of hybrid micro nanostructures have been successfully engineered, prepared through various synthetic methods which has been used. The different precursors and sacrificial templates are normally required to construct some sophisticated hybrid structures which are difficult to be achieved via conventional method. So in this lecture, I will also talk about an example of an important method and an important precursor material for the synthesis of micro nano hybrid materials. So these precursors which are recently have been used, they are metal organic frameworks. Metal organic frameworks, which are also abbreviated MOFs, they are an important class of porous inorganic organic hybrid crystals. They have attractive intensive interest and have been utilized as versatile precursors, sacrificial templates for the preparation of various hybrid micro nanostructures with complex compositions, structures, and predetermined functionalities. This is the schematic illustration of the general preparation strategies from MOFs to drive hybrid micro nanostructures. In the first figure, the figure number 1, we have pre-designed MOF, and we will do calcination, and after the calcination we will get MOF derived hybrid structure. In the second one we have MOF based hybrid, and after the calcination we will get a derivative. In the third process we have calcinated MOF. This one and with this calcinated MOF we will do some post treatment and it will result hybrid micro nanostructure. This is an example of hybrid MOF based micro nanostructure. Starting from the left side of figure A, you can see this is copper nickel based MOF. Here the BTC are the organic linkers. Nickel is shown with blue color and copper is shown with red color. We heat this MOF and it is converted to an intermediate structure which is further heated, and on another heat treatment we get copper oxide at the rate of nickel oxide. When we use at the rate of the symbol, it means the nickel oxide has been encapsulated by using copper oxide. And this is the TEM image, transmission electron microscopy image of this copper oxide at the rate of nickel oxide. In the center we can see this is nickel oxide, and the upper layer, the capsule, it is copper oxide. In another example, we have 10 images of nitrogen doped carbon nanotubes, hollow frameworks derived from another MOF ZIF67. The students can find the structure of ZIF67 from the literature. The A, B and C, the A and B, they are SEM images, and the C is TEM image of nitrogen doped carbon nanotubes, hollow frameworks. The D is the SEM image of the calcinated ZIF67 in the absence of hydrogen, indicated that the hydrogen atmosphere plays an important role in the synthesis of carbon nanotubes using MOFs as precursor. Next is the micro nano devices. Before discussing micro nano devices, I will again discuss micro nanotechnology and nanotechnology. So micro nanotechnology is the art of creating, manufacturing or using miniature components, equipment and systems that have been mass produced. The first and foremost feature in this field is its multidisciplinary nature, and microtechnology systems using electronic, computerized, chemical, mechanical and optical elements as well as various other materials. So the products of microtechnology are microsystems and microsystem components. So what are microsystems? Microsystems are integrated systems in a small package, or more specifically in micro-sized components working together as a system and assembled into a package that fits on a pinhead. So in the United States, these devices, the micro devices, they are referred to as micro electromechanical systems, MEMS. European countries refer to such devices as microsystems or MST. These two terms, MEMS and MST, are often used interchangeably. The microsystems and microscopic integrated self-aware standalone products that can sense, that can think, communicate, and act. And some systems can do all of these things plus scavenge of power. As an example, the MEMS blood pressure sensor, which is located on a pinhead. These are three MES sensors. These are in micro size. And as I have just mentioned, the micro electrochemical systems MEMS, they can sense, they can think, communicate, or they can act. So these are very common to five senses. Like we can sense, we can think. So these are just like our senses. The important thing is that the nano meets micro. The smaller microsystems become smaller, their components become more smaller. For example, IBM, which is a very big computer system, has been working on a read write storage device that can fit 1 terabit of data on surface of the size of a standard postage stamp. In order to do this, the bit making component needs to be nano size. In the IBM read write storage devices, the cantilevers are approximately 2 microns wide, while the read write tip is approximately 10 nanometer wide at the apex. Just see in this figure. So the tip is 10 nanometer. The read write tip, this tip which is shown here, it is only 10 nanometer in width. So the nanotechnology, the term nanotechnology is so new that how it is defined depends upon how you ask. Below are some definitions of nanotechnology. Nanotechnology is the understanding and control of matter at dimensions of roughly 1 to 100 nanometers, where unique phenomena enable novel applications encompassing nanoscale science, engineering, and technology. The nanotechnology involves imaging, measuring, modeling, and manipulating matter at this length scale. The research and technology development at the atomic, molecular, or macromolecular levels in the length scale of approximately 100 nanometer range. In another definition, it is said that creation and use of structures, devices, and systems that have novel properties and functions because of their small and or intermediate size. As an example, the flagellum, which is used to move the bacterium through the system. The flagellum is powered by the rotary engine anchored to the cell wall and powered by proton motive force. The rotor can rotate at speed as high as 17,000 revolutions per minute, moving the flagella filament at speed as high as 1000 rounds per minute. Microtechnology is studying this biomolecular device to see if it can be manufactured and used to move cargo such as medicine to specific parts of the body. So this is the rotor of the flagella, which can rotate the flagella at 1000 round per minute speed. So what is nano? Nano is a lot of things. Anything less than 100 nanometer in any dimension, regardless of how it is made. Nano is anything made by specifically placing materials atom by atom or molecule by molecule. According to Nano, anything made from the bottom up at one atom at a time, anything with unique properties because of its small size. Some of the laws of physics that apply to macroscopic objects do not apply to nano-sized objects. So if we compare micro versus nanotechnology, so in addition to the actual size of the objects, fabrication is another primary difference between micro and nanotechnology. Nanotechnology normally uses what is referred to as bottom-up approach to fabrication, while microtechnology normally uses top-down approach. The bottom-up approach means a structure is made up by building it atom by atom or molecule by molecule from the bottom up. Each individual atom or molecule is manipulated or controlled for correct placement. On the other hand, the top-down approach, which is selectively removes material until the desired structure is achieved. As an example, in semiconductor and some micro electromaterials processes, one applies a pattern, selectively etches away exposed material, and ends up a circuit or component as illustrated above, just like in bottom-up approach. Again, the nano meets micro. As devices shrink, the necessity to use nano-sized objects when constructing micro-sized devices increases. For an instance, take the electronic electrodes shown in the figure to the right. This is the figure. These are electronic electrodes. These are four electronic electrodes. The carbon nanotubes linked to four electronic electrodes. Again, I will show you these are the green carbon nanotubes. The carbon nanotube structure, which is 2 nanometer in diameter, it is shown here in this picture. And these green carbon nanotubes, they are interconnecting electronic leads which are golden in color. The leads are made using a standard semiconductor technology, deposition of metal by evaporation followed by lithography and etch for the electrode pattern. And the carbon nanotubes were deposited onto the chip from solution and located using an atomic force microscopy. Attaching the nanotubes to the leads required the find M and wire M technique. So these are nanotubes which are connecting the electronic leads. Another example of micro nano devices is bio micro electromechanical systems. One of the greatest applications for micro nano devices is its use in biomedical field. To overlap between microbiology and microsystem, feature sizes make integration between the two possible. The devices are fabricated for the medical field, and these devices are referred to as biomicroelectromechanical systems. So this is 100 micrometer. We have nucleus, bacteria, eukaryotic cell, while on the other hand, the molecular level and the viruses, proteins, which are in nanometer scale. So starting from the micrometer scale, we are moving to nanometer scale. Examples of micro electromechanical systems are drug delivery systems with nano-sized needles and micro-sized pumps, diagnostic arrays that use micro cantilevers and nano coatings to capture nano-sized particles, artificial retina prostheses that use an electrode microarray implanted on the retina, micro-sized laboratories for analyzing liquid samples such as blood, urine, and sputum, numerous devices used for diagnosis and therapeutic applications. As an example, the drug delivery system using a micro pump and nano-sized needles. These are micro machined needles arrays. This is the micro pump, fluid reservoir, syringe attachment. This is our skin, and this is the needle. And this is nano-sized needle. Here it is written micro needle, actually it is nano-sized needle. Another application of micro nano devices is a biosensor. A biosensor is a device used to detect, capture, and analyze analytes. What are the analytes? For example, antibodies, antigens, proteins within a sample solution. The biosensor, which is shown in this figure, this is a biosensor. The biosensor consists of a gold dot which is about 50 nanometer in diameter. This is the gold dot which is 50 nanometer in diameter. It is fused to the end of cantilever oscillator which is about 5 micrometer long. A one molecule thick layer, monolayer of sulfur containing chemical is deposited on the gold. An external excitation causes the cantilever to oscillate. This biosensor cantilever could be used to detect and collect Escherichia coli cells in a sample. The cells would stick to the chemically treated layer on the gold dot, adding a few attograms of mass to the cantilever. Even though a few attograms is very small, it is enough to affect the measurable change in the oscillations of the cantilever. So this oscillation will allows the concentration of Escherichia coli cells in the sample to be measured. So here is the picture of biosensor. This is 4 micrometer micro cantilever. On the tip of this micro cantilever, this is gold dot which is 50 nanometer in diameter, and it is containing one molecular thick layer of, we should say it, a thin layer of sulfur containing chemical which is deposited on the gold, and it adds a mass of about 6 attograms. Attograms is very small quantity. So this is a biosensor, and this gold dot, which is covered with sulfur chemical, it will oscillate, and when we test any chemical substance, for example, in previous slide we have mentioned about Escherichia coli, it will oscillate, and a small oscillation in this biosensor is measurable. So, final words. Here is a question: how big is big and how small is small? It all depends on the scale we choose. A macro scale can be millions of times bigger than a micro scale, and a micro scale is 1,000 times bigger than the nanoscale. So in the macro scale, the earth is small when compared to the sun, but huge when compared to the basketball. Similarly, in the micro nanoscales, an 8 micron wide red blood cell is huge compared to 2 nanometer diameter carbon nanotube. So the discovery of nano-sized particles has made an already big universe even bigger. So if we compare the universe with nano-sized particle, the universe becomes more bigger. So distances are now measured in lengths from light years to nanometers. Modern technologies are taking advantage of this wide range of size in order to improve existing processes and develop new ones. So the modern technologies are trying to develop new materials from nano to micro size. So these technologies are trying to develop new structures from micro to nano structures, or micro to nano hybrid structures, and micro nano hybrid devices. The assignment for the students is that the students should find some examples of micro nanostructures. This is all about this lecture. Thank you very much.